at big business.
Yeah.
Out of all the businesses in America, 99% are small business.
Right.
1% is big business. But 1% has all the money.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what we can do? We can get rid of these small businesses, eat them up. And they become our business now.
Yeah.
We'll have all the money. We'll have all control.
Yeah, but they need people working.
Guess what? After this variant thing's over with,
Yeah.
after all this stuff's over with, we have no more money for you people. We have no more stimulus money. This is the big business telling the government. Shut them down, make them go to work. And guess what? You're no fool. He's no fool. You're going to take care of your family. You're going to take care of yourself. You want to keep your house. Go to work for them now.
So you're going to work for big business?
All that can be done within 5 years.
5 years?
All that can be done within 5 years.
Oh, okay.
All you got to do is shut down. Study the Great Depression. Yeah. Study our Great Recession. That happened within 2.
So you got a theory here, huh?
I've been thinking about it. Haven't let it out yet.
So in 5 years,
it could happen in 5 years.
It's a possibility. Okay.
I'm just saying it could. If they wanted to do that, if we keep going down this rabbit hole, if we keep following the leader, and we keep being dumb as hell, blind as a bat, all we're doing is smelling the next man's ass because they blindfolded you. So you following him, you following him. So you're going by. You smelling his ass and tell you where to go. Guess what's going to happen? Oh yeah, we can kiss our children's freedoms goodbye.
Right. I've heard some.
I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
That does okay. Remember I was talking about the separation. Normally it's black against white.
Yeah.
Blacks against cops.
Right.
There's always something to separate America.
Try to keep us divided.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is vaccinated versus non-vaccinated. How the hell they turn this into a political thing, I don't know. But guess what? This is the first time in history that blacks and Republicans have been on the same side. Holy hell, Batman. I was like, what?
Well, actually, blacks were with Republicans before Kennedy was in office.
That's before everything switched.
And Kennedy was a Democrat, and he said,
right.
I need the black people to vote for me.
Well, yeah, and I got something on the Democratic numbers. Like I was going to tell you about. You want to talk about that? Let me give these numbers real quick.
Hold on. We're going to go to another break, and we'll be right back to talk about Crow's numbers right after this.
And now, without further ado, the man we've all been waiting for, T-Jam-D. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. Before we went to break, Terrence was right in the middle of giving me some numbers that will further his point that he was trying to make. And what is that point?
The point is, man, like I was saying, this is the first time that blacks and Republicans have been on the same side. They don't even know they're on the same side. They don't even know they're on the same side. But Democrats, blacks since 65 as a voter, they've been okay. Holy fuck, Batman! Jesus Christ! Holy hell! I'm gonna hear that. Oh boy! But anyway, 1965, voter bill and act. Dr. King was he was step and step with. He was headlining that, and we became Democrats. That's when Democrats promised us all this. So it's been pretty much 55 years that black people have been pretty much Democrats, right? I've been talking about this for a while, but I got some numbers here from 1968 to 2018. This wasn't on Fox News, so this is not, how you call it, fake news? Like I said, fake news, false news, whatever.
Fake news.
Fake news is news that whoever's against the topic don't agree with. So everything's fake news, I guess. But in 1968, black home ownership, 41.1%. 2018, black home ownership, 41.2%. Wow. That's a hell of an increase.
A decrease.
It was an increase, 41.1 to 41.2. Wow. In 50 years. Okay, black incarceration per 100,000. So per capita of 100,000 people, in 68 we had 604 incarcerated. In 2018, per 100,000 people, we had 1,730. 1,730 with Hell's Bells. That's an increase of 1,126. Holy fuck. And now black unemployment. In 1968, it was 6.7%. And in 2018, it was 7.5%. So, with the help of the Democrats, of these 55 plus years, we're living pretty much worse. Things are supposed to be getting better. The numbers don't say that. But everyone else does. See, what we keep looking at is the top, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
And we see the cream doing well. But cut off that cream and get to the cake.
Yeah.
The cake stinks, man.
And that is exactly why I say we need some trade schools as reparation. We need people to be able to not only have a job that someone else gives them, but have their own small business where they can go out and actually do some plumbing, pipe fitting, electrician work, carpentry. You know,
yes, you're
lay
100%,
some concrete.
You're 100% right. Do you remember, man, back in middle school we had arts and industrial arts?
Yeah.
And in high school we had wood shop, metal shop.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore.
They don't?
No.
In high school?
No.
That's a travesty, in my opinion.
Yep.
And they should not only have it in high school, it should be a trade school for people who don't want to go to college.
There's a lot of people don't want to go to college.
If you want to make some real money, you got to learn how to do something that people are ready to pay you for.
My whole point, man.
Heating and air, you know what I'm saying?
Heating and air, whatever you want to get into. But instead, instead of putting a trade school, man, they'll put a liquor store up. Or they'll put a convenience mart.
Yeah.
They've got more convenience marts than to do with.
Right.
And none of them are black owned. In the hood.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, I do not understand how you have to be Indian or Arabic to own a gas station.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't get it. Mm-hmm. I do not get it, man. And like I say, this is the last 50 some years of where we are as a people.
Now, I'll give you my theory on that because I used to work for an oil company.
Okay.
As a truck driver, delivering gas and diesel fuel. I think one of the contingencies of the U.S. buying oil from the Middle Eastern countries is, I think that they tell these guys over here in America who own the major oil companies, you can buy oil off of us, but you have to sell a gas station to one of our people. Because a lot of these gas stations are owned originally by major corporations.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you start seeing them all of a sudden owned by, some Middle Eastern guy when you walk in there. And he's a foreign guy. He's not like he's been living here his whole life.
But most of them are in the hood.
Yes, they're in the hood. And a lot of times, I've observed these guys, they don't know what they're doing. The business...
But they know what to sell you.
Yeah, the business...
They got cold beer, cold wine,
and
blunt wraps.
Yeah, cigarillos.
A whole bunch of that kind of carry on.
But the business goes down. And I don't have any proof of it. This is why this is a theory. This is not a theory that I've gotten from QAnon, so a lot of people won't pay attention to it. They'll say, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I know that major corporations own most of the gas stations and all of them at one time here in America, and they used to buy oil from people in the Middle East to refine over here and then turn it into gas and diesel fuel. And now all of a sudden, one by one, gas stations, and just like you said, all over the hood, are being owned by Middle Eastern guys. And I think that was a deal that was worked out with the guys who were selling the oil to the guys who were buying the oil but owning
that makes sense.
The gas stations.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of
sense.
We'll
give you a huge deal on oil.
If you sell us these stations.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. Never thought about it like that.
So
open my eye to something that I need to research in, because that makes a lot of sense. Because the first thing you think, like, damn, they're in the middle of the hood. There's no Indians, there's no Arabs, there's no Middle Eastern people living here.
Yeah.
Why can't we get that shop? that makes I like that, and I'm gonna look into that because that's called bartering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And to get a good deal so you can make money off of their product.
and they make these gas stations, you know, they're convenience stores. They're making money hand over fist.
Because the guys they still have to buy the gas from the corporation
Right.
who's refined it.
Right.
So,
But they're getting a cutback, a
Yeah.
kickback. Plus, not only when you're in the hood, not only that, you're also selling bread. You're selling, like, take the South Side for example. There's no grocery store. So where you gonna get your bread? They got bologna there. They got, you know, your little fixes, your chips. They got quick stuff there. They even sell tampons there. They got everything you need in a congested area.
Yeah.
You can't go grocery shopping there, of course, but you can get what you need to survive for a day or two.
Yeah.
To get you to the store. You know, they got canned goods there. They got sweets, boxed drinks, everything you need.
well, here locally, the Kroger's that was on South Limestone has been closed down, as
Right.
you know. And they were supposed to open a marketplace. And if you don't know what a marketplace is, I'm sure you've seen many of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Kroger's that's as big as a Walmart that has not only food in it, but also clothes and furniture
Right.
and everything else.
A superstore.
Yeah, but they call it a Kroger market.
Right, but you know what? They got one of those up in Fairmont.
So they're supposed to build one of those here, and that's
They
what
sell wine. They got a bar there. You sit there and drink wine. You don't want coffee. Oh, yeah.
right.
Real nice.
And
Real
they're
nice.
supposed to build one here. That's why they closed the Kroger's on
Right.
South Lime and on North Lime, actually.
Yeah, the one that closed in North Line was the first one to close. I gotta
Yeah.
be honest with you.
But they closed them both because of that one they're planning
Right.
to build.
Well, we're going to see.
But that's
But
all.
where are they going to build it?
Supposed to be out there by Leffels Lane, on the other side of it, of the highway.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. On the other side, heading south.
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
So that's supposed to happen here within the next few months. That they're going to break ground on it.
What hell's bells?
So we'll see what happens. But one thing I wanted to bring up real quick before we're done, because we're almost out of time,
Yes, sir.
and that is Candace Owens. And for those
Oh,
of you
God.
who don't know
Bless her heart.
who Candace Owens is, she is an attorney, right? Isn't that right? She is
Yeah,
an attorney.
she's a good one. For certain people.
She now is what I call the biggest sellout, a dancing monkey that I've ever seen in my life, because all she does now is is show up and
tear down black people.
yes, she gets paid by Republican billionaires,
Right.
to blame every social issue on black people, and they pay her well for it.
Oh, they pay her well.
And that's what she does. So most of the time you hear anything from Candace Owens is some nonsense that just tries to make black people look bad. And they said they need a black face to do this.
Right.
You know.
And she's I don't know how she got to be the sellout that she is, but she's smarter than what she's given credit for.
I mean, she used to be.
She was an attorney and she used to fight cases for them.
Yeah, she used to fight cases for
Republicans. High-end Republicans.
She used to fight cases
And business.
before that
Yeah.
for liberals who have been done wrong.
Right. She's
But that didn't pay as well
no, so she switched.
as Republican billionaires paying her.
Well, she followed the money. I can give you that.
Yeah.
But
Well, would you do that?
what she just did?
Would you do that? What she does
Oh,
is
no
to
way.
go
No
around,
way.
being interviewed and blaming everything on.
No. Because everything's not black people's fault. Everything's not white people's fault. Everything's not this person's fault. You know, you find the fault. The faults normally come from a group.
Yeah.
Now, if the group's white, they ain't say it. If the group's black, they ain't say it. But to sit there and say, well, number one, you can't blame too many faults on black people in America because we never had any money or power. It takes money and power to shape a culture, to shape a civilization.
Right.
We never had that here.
Right.
We were indentured servants,
Right.
if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So being an indentured servant, we had no damn power. Most story we had was Harriet Tubman